Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are group 6 for will present about discovery learning. My name is Rafli Cahyudiguna, student number 57 from class 4B. Now I will explain about definition and characteristic of discovery learning. Discovery learning is a method of teaching cognitive theory by prioritizing the role of the teacher in creating learning situations that involve student learning actively and independently. Discovery learning method or discovery is a teaching method that organizes teaching in a way that children acquire previously unknown knowledge not through notification, partly or wholly, being discovered by themselves. According to Bell, 1978, discovery learning is learning that occurs as a result of students manipulating, structuring, and transforming information so that they find new information. In learning discovery, students can make estimates, conjecture, formulate a hypothesis, and find the truth by using an inductive or deductive process, make observations, and make extrapolations. Next characteristic of discovering. The characteristic of discovering learning are: first, exploring and solving problems to create, combine, and generalize knowledge. Number second, student centered. Number three, activities to combine new knowledge and existing knowledge. There are a number of characteristics of the learning process that are strongly emphasized by constructivism theory, namely, emphasize the learning process, not the teaching process, and encouraging independence and learning initiative in students, viewing students as creators of the will and goals to be activated. The view is that learning a process, not pressing on the results, encourage students to be able to carry out investigations, appreciate to role critical experience plays in learning, encourage the development of natural curiosity in students. Learning assessment places more emphasis on student performance and understanding. Basic the learning process on cognitive principles. Many use cognitive terminology to describe the learning process, such as predications, inference, creations, and analysis. Emphasize the importance of how students learn, encourage students to actively participate in dialogues or discussion with other students and teacher. Very supportive of cooperative learning, emphasize the importance of context in learning, pay attention to students' beliefs and attitudes in learning, provide opportunities for students to build new knowledge and understanding based on real experience. Okay, I will next material will explain by Mr. Subakti. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to my presentation today. I'm glad to meet you all. Before starting our presentation today, let me introduce myself. My name is Haris Bhakti. My student number is 033. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this presentation, we are going to discuss about discovery learning methods. There are several methods in defense through the discovery learning model as follows. The first, stimulation, teacher activities. Teacher starts learning activities by asking questions, reading books, and other learning activities that lead to problem-solving preparation. And student activities, stimulation. In this phase, serve to provide conditions of learning interaction that can develop and help learning in exploring materials. And the second, problem statement. Teacher activities. Teachers give students the opportunity to identify as many problem ideas as possible that are relevant to the subject matters. Then one of them is selected and formulated in the form of a hypothesis, a temporary answer to the problem question. The student activities, the chosen problem must then be formulated in the form of a question or hypothesis, a statement as a temporary answer to the question asked, and data collection. Teacher activities. When the exploration takes place, the teacher also gives the student the opportunity to gather as much relevant information as possible to prove whether or not the hypothesis is correct. The student activities. This stage serve to answer question or prove whether or not the hypothesis is correct. The students are given the opportunity to collect various relevant information, read literature, observe objects, interview with research person, conduct their own trial, and so on. And then data processing. Teacher activities. Teacher conduct guidance when students perform data processing. And student activities. Data processing is an activity to process data and information both through interview, observation, and so on, and then interpret it. And information from readings, interviews, observations is processed, randomized, classified, tabulated, even if it needs to be calculated in certain way and interpreted and a certain level of trust. And then verification, teacher activities. Verification aims to make the learning process run well and creatively. If the teacher gives the learner the opportunity to find a concept, theory, rules, or understanding through the examples he encounters in his life. Student activities. Students conduct careful examining explanation to prove whether or not the hypothesis set out earlier with alternative findings linked to the result of data processing. And the last generalization, teacher activities. The process through a collection that can be used as a general principle and applies to all the same event or problem, taking into account the result of verification. Student activities. Based on the result of verification, the principles underlying generalization are formulated. Those those are some discovery learning methods that you can apply or use in the.
My name is Tritara Sretnopalupi. I would like to explain the advantages and disadvantages of discovery learning. For advantages, overall, discovery learning improves student reasoning and the ability to think freely. In particular, learning cognitive skill training students to find and solve problems without the help of others. In the discovery learning method, students are trained to seek out and solve problems on their own. Then the material or knowledge being taught will form a strong and indeed long memory. And next, disadvantages requires a longer learning time than learning to accept. As discovery learning has 6 steps to complete, the learning time will be longer. Not to mention the learning, the student must really be able to draw conclusions for themselves.
Hello, my name is Chantika Asmaraka Bakis. My student number is 32. Now I'm going to explain about implementation and conclusion of discovery learning. For implementation, discovery learning can be implemented in writing text, such as report text and descriptive text in high school, in senior high school and junior high school. Discovery learning can be implemented using learning media like puzzle, games, sketches, and other learning media. It gives students point of view and they can be adopted in the class. Okay, next about the conclusion. Discovery learning is a very good use in learning because this method can improve student abilities in critical thinking, creative, collaborative, and communicative. For critical thinking is obtained when students are required to analyze problem and find the solution of the materials provided by the teachers. And creative, because discovery learning teaches them how to find their own way of the learning, which will be more effective for the student. Okay, and next, collaborative and communicative. These two abilities are obtained when the discovery learning carried out in this group discussion. They will work together, exchange ideas, and interact between teacher and student, as well as student and student. Okay, the result of discovery learning also make it easy to student remember the materials in long lasting. Thank you.